Hello and Merry Christmas. This is going to be a very strange type of Christmas message, but it's one that has come through in the last 24 hours and has me trying to grapple with how I feel about it. So it came to my attention that there is a haunted museum in Las Vegas that apparently is having very profound effects on the people that are coming to view the items in this haunted museum. And it had me thinking about, oh my gosh, all these people that are going hoping for some kind of titillation, and what they're actually taking away from it is a dangerous kind of something. But that's not where my thoughts are landing the more I think about it. So I think part of the draw of this haunted museum is that so many people are doubting or can't see or feel the existence of God or the spiritual realm. And so to be able to be shaken up with fear that actually has a physiological sensation that is undeniable. In some ways, it actually creates a type of safety that there is something beyond what we can see. But the effects, obviously, that it has on the energetic field is longer lasting. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. Fear in and of itself lasts longer than joy. Fear has a tendency to overlap into the mind, and which is why it's more dangerous. The idea of what is real, and are there invisible realms of consciousness that are interacting with us, and are there realms that are trying to hurt us, and are there realms that are trying to help us? And that's obviously something that is only valid within oneself, because if somebody has to try to explain it to you, then it's not a knowing, it's just more like a believing or a thinking. And so the key to recognize if there's something that's influencing you beyond what you can see is to check your emotions. And if it's a feeling of anger and hatred and the realms that are more destructive, then you have an idea of what type of energy is behind it. And if it's something that brings you joy and a sense of love and connectedness and togetherness and empowerment, you can tell what energy that is from. And so for me, as those of you that have seen my videos know, that I find so much comfort from Andrea Garris, A.L. Garris, if you're trying to find her on Instagram or TikTok. Sacred Expansion is her website. But whenever I see her on Zoom, there's just an eruption of tears that come from me. That holy water, I feel like it's holy water at this recognition that at this place in my life, I am in close contact with a physical embodiment, a physical extension of the divine energy that is all about awareness and transcendence. And I feel it immediately. And so when I was thinking about and looking up this haunted museum and the videos and stuff, there was a part of me that was initially obviously very worried for the people that would go there, because it seems to be having a lasting impression and actually destructive. Like, these energies are physically hurting. I know enough just that there's a statue, big black Madonna statue from somebody that I was very close with in their bedroom, that the moment I set eyes on that thing, it was like, oh shit, what the hell is living inside this thing? What is attached to this? And all I knew is that it just seemed like it didn't like me at all. And I don't know that it likes anybody, but the family that lives with it calls it a guardian angel. So that's a whole lot of, that's up to them, and it's their situation, and that's not my business. But the whole point is that I do firsthand know that energies can attach themselves to inanimate objects. I don't know why, and I don't know, what the purpose of all that is, and that's not necessarily part of my journey. But I know that there's also really beautiful things, that are connected with inanimate objects also. And so the part of being human is to not shy away from the duality of what it means to be in this type of world. This earth existence is so exciting on many levels because of all this sensational, emotional realms that we can find ourselves in and a part of. And so I had to recognize, am I meant to warn people of this museum? Am I meant to, go there and challenge my own fears? Am I meant to heal, the lasting energies that are attaching themselves to these objects and lashing out and trying to hurt the people that are going there as spectators? And ultimately what I'm coming to terms with is that no, I think on any level, if people need to experience the dark forces, and as just realization that the light forces are there, then that's still a good thing. That's still part of the process. That's part of the figuring out of what is beyond that which we can see. And obviously the feeling aspect is invisible. And so where does all that come from, and how are emotions triggered and affected? That in and of itself is the mystery. And so connecting the emotions that you recognize in things and in people, and what triggers them, is part of the discovery of how to, one, navigate your own life and what you let in, because when external forces, whether they're positive or negative, actually become, we open up and we allow them inside our body and inside our mind, that is the ultimate surrender. And in some levels, that is, a degree of freedom. It's hard to be navigating our own course all the time and not knowing if we should turn left or if we should turn right, or, if we should say this or not say this. It's exhausting. And so, I think a lot of times the reason addiction is so provocative is just that ability to just let go and just allow something to cradle us, whether it's in a destructive way or whether it's in a joyous way, just that sense of letting go. But as you navigate and you start to recognize how to maintain and strengthen your own vessel, your own earth body, you start to figure out how to shield and protect yourself from the elements that don't serve what you're hoping to achieve. And that, for me, that doesn't mean protecting myself, doesn't mean avoiding, it doesn't mean turning a blind eye, because what I'm finding in this stage of my development is when I see darkness that is trying to come at me, I don't pretend I don't see it. I acknowledge it. I call it out. And then I say or I do what I need to do. But what is most important in this video is that if anybody does allow themselves to take part in, these open up to demonic energies, dark energies, which of course it's all part of the whole, it's all part, perhaps it's an entrapment of a very solidified emotion or a very solidified thought, is that the way to release yourself from the shackles of that energy is through compassion for it. So if it's a family member, if it's something in a museum, one of these kind of things through a museum, whether it's a statue that somebody that you cared about, whatever it is, it's finding the compassion for that energy. Because obviously, for anything to be in such a state that it not only cannot free itself from its own imprisonment, but it needs to imprison others. The whole misery loves company. And which ultimately just fuels the confinement. So make sure that as you go through this holiday season, and whatever part of the coin you find yourself on, if you do feel the heaviness and the fear and the sadness and the anger, if you do find that seeps into your heart and into your mind, release it through compassion. Through compassion. And if you can't identify the source, find the compassion inside yourself. That will be the ultimate release. always be kind to yourself. Always be kind. This is a very advanced realm, I believe, that we are in, this earth realm, and it's hard. But know that this time of year is so magical. There are portals that are open to your childhood, the wonderment, to God, to believing that in Santa, believing in the goodness of something is watching you and paying attention and wants to give you presents and gifts and joy. All these things are real, and they live inside you, and they live in this moment. So open yourself up to the wonderment of December and feel the joy. Merry Christmas to one and all. From the yurt, the last Christmas in the yurt. Thank you. I'm so grateful. Gratitude is also an amazing gift to yourself and to everything around you. So my gratitude to you as well. Blessings upon you.